Hello, lovelies. Welcome to another episode. And today we're doing part 2 of this parenting little mini series that we're doing with Paulina. We did part 1 2 weeks ago, and we covered parenting a neurodivergent child from a lot of different angles. So we covered what happens when the child's tantruming or having a meltdown or a hard time, how to parent around difficult moments like that. What does it mean when the child is acting out is really a dysregulation, and how that dysregulate the parent. And then as a result, the moment is really difficult to manage and we don't show up our best to our child to help them regulate and come back to the moment. And we cover that so nicely so that you could see the impact that that has on the child and on us when we're in those moments with them, when our tactics are just not working and they just keep melting down, or they're just not responsive, or they seem responsive, but they're actually not, right? So that happens as well. And so we did such a beautiful job showing how those things come up and what the experience looks like for the child. And so that gives us an idea on how to show up differently so we get better results. So those moments are not as challenging. And so we help the child actually develop and mature and get their needs met and do all the good things. Like I mentioned at the end of the last episode, I love this conversation with Paulina because as we're talking about parenting, I hear what parenting is doing to the kid when the parenting it's not even good enough. That's how the wounds get created and the messaging happens and the programming happens and the conditioning happens, right? And then that's what we deal in therapy when we're grown-ups, and that's what we deal in our couples work. And so if you bring that to your listening, so not only will this help you with parenting your child differently, how to raise them differently so that you have easier moments and easier experience and do a much better job parenting your child without extra work, right? So you really have your own back here. But then also it'll help you take care of yourself differently because you'll see things that you might have gotten growing up that maybe didn't serve you. That's contributing to how you are as a parent and as a partner and as a person. Right. And so maybe what to do with that for yourself and how to bring that into conversations with your partner, even about your couple. So this is such a rich conversation. There's so much yumminess in here that could be used in so many different ways. So hopefully you could listen to it from that place. And if you're not interested in all of the more growing up and couple stuff, that's fine. If you're just totally solely interested in the parenting piece, by all means, just focus on that. That was me geeking out on this because I was just listening to this from like all different angles. And I was like, really like, woo, I enjoyed it so much. But if you're only listening so that you can parent your child better, by all means, there's plenty here for that. And in today's episode, we cover how to co-parent, because as usual, when things go south in the home and the parents are both trying to take care of the moment and just things don't work well, and why and how to do that differently and better, and just different impacts of the parenting style on the child and how to do that differently so you get better results and better outcomes and smoother parenting and routines and just life. One of the things that we touched on too was doing transitions. I know that transitions get people. Even if the child is not neurodivergent, it still gets people and it gets grown-ups, right? So that concept is just really fabulous and so rich that could be used in all different scenarios. Okay, my loves. So hopefully you enjoy this episode as well. It's packed with good stuff, and just have fun with it. Listen with as many ears as you can. And if it's just the one and it's the parenting one, that's fabulous, just as it is. And that's it. So for the introduction for Paulina, you could go back to the last episode. I read her whole bio, and it will be included in the description box and in the show notes as well, just in case you want to refer to. If you didn't listen to the last episode and you just want to know who she is and what's going on, you could refer to the show notes for that. And if you haven't listened to the last episode, please go back. It's fabulous. All right. So that's it. Stay tuned. You're in for a treat.
It's also about, again, like the the parental relationship. And I've had also parents ask me, like, let's say that we have two households. Like, how do we, like, is that going to play a role? And I go, well, it's so great that you're both here. Like, yes, there are two different households. I'm glad that you're both here and that you're both like tuned in. You're still different people. You're still going to parent differently. There are some of those nuances in the language that you mentioned that I said, like, you want to see progress, right? You want to figure out, like, how do we measure that? How do we measure that therapy is effective? Because I've also heard it and seen it, others saying, like, therapy is not effective for ADHD kids, right? Like, it's just like parent management, behavior training, and, like, figure out the other pieces. Like, they shouldn't be in therapy. And I'm looking at it from the perspective of, well, what does that mean? That, first of all, what kind of therapy?
Right.
Like, how much what's the knowledge base that, like, you have in terms of play? So just out of curiosity, where, and, we talked about this so often, and there's the nuances that you mentioned, it's the language piece, right? So this is my background is as a language expert because I've studied words. And, when you mentioned in my bio about, like, being an adjunct, I've taught psycholinguistics. That's like, it's the psychology of language. It's like how words are put together. And it's it's very intricate. And that's the reason that, a parent could say, well, I tell them the same thing, right? Like, they don't listen to me. How come they listen to you? And I go, are we really telling them the same thing? Is it really the same? And then it becomes with, when you talked about the co-parenting piece, like, well, how come, they listen to mom or dad but like not to me? And I go, we're telling them the same thing. And I go, well, what is that same thing? Like, just let me know what it is that you're saying, because you're expecting a certain outcome.
Yes.
Right? And that's true for all people. Based on the words we give, we're expecting a certain outcome. So when we're expecting a certain outcome and we don't get that outcome, we tend to blame the outcome versus, like, it must have been something in the words that I've chosen and how I said them to get that reaction.
That's right.
Okay? So to change the reaction, you change the words.
What? We have to be accountable for our own side of a relationship? That's crazy talk, Paulina.
A little bit.
Oh my goodness. So tell us a little bit about using the word no as a parenting tactic and how kids are able to take that in or not take it in and the impact that it has on them.
So I tell parents also that, like, reserve the no for danger. Right? Like, what do you want that no to do? You want them to stop in their tracks. So reserve it for when they are in danger, when there's a car coming, right? Or, like, when they're really close to a hot stove. That's your no. Okay. It's supposed to jolt them and go, oh my gosh, what's happening? Okay. Reserve the no for danger. Everything else, like 99% of the time, you could turn that no into a yes and still keep the boundary. It doesn't mean that you're permissive. It doesn't mean that, like, kids should just hear no. They should just, they're told no and they should figure it out. Go, okay, well, eventually they'll build up, like, an understanding of, okay, this is kind of, like, what my role is, what I'm supposed to be doing, so to speak. So the no, like, when kids are constantly hit with a no, they get stuck. And then the no turns into that rigidity. And then parents come in like, well, they're not flexible. And my response is, well, what do you mean by flexible? And where's the flexibility in you?
Thank you.
Right? And it happens in schools too, where it's like, they should just. And I go, okay, so you're expecting the child to be flexible and just go with the flow. Meanwhile, the routine is rigid.
Excellent.
Like, that doesn't coincide. So with the no, it comes in, let's say, like, a child, they're in the store, right? And it's like, well, I want that toy. Okay. And the first response is usually, no, you're not getting it. Versus, you're right, that is a cool toy. Today we're here for something else. It's still a no without a no.
Can I tell you what I used to do with my daughter with that?
Yes.
We used to go shopping for her friends' birthday parties, right? So and she was like small, between 3 and like 5, 6. So you have all the birthday parties of all of the kids, right? And so it's like, okay, so every week or so we're at this toy store grabbing toys for all the kids. That's like that's like a joke for kids, you know? So we would go in the store and she would be like, okay, I want this and I want that, and all these different things. So what I used to say was like, okay, let's hang on to them. All the things that you like, just put them in the carriage. And then at the end, we could decide if we're going to buy any. So just the fact that she was able to hold them and just for that period of the moment that we were shopping, that was good enough most of the time. I mean, sometimes I ended up buying a little something, but she wanted all of these things, right? How come we're buying for all the people and not for me? And just teaching, is supposed to use like that now, like she could hold things and then she could make a choice. And even for shopping for herself, like all the things, if we want all the things, let's hold on to them. And now she's 21 and we go to the bookstore and she has a stack of books. Like, I'm just hanging on to them and then I could choose at the end.
I'm just hanging on to them, right?
Right.
Perfect. I'm gonna hold them. Yes, I'm just gonna hold them in my Amazon cart. I'm gonna think about it.
That's right.
And then I'm gonna really figure out, like, do I need all of these items that I'm hanging on to in my Amazon cart? Like, I'm just gonna hold on to it just for a little bit.
That's so funny. Yes. It works at all the ages. That's so good. Perfect. So I interrupted you. Were you saying something else?
Right. So with the no, and it goes with like into so many other areas, right? Where it's like, if you're talking about kids who are older and they're going like, I want a phone because everybody else has one. Right. Where like, or I want to play this video game and everybody, like my friends are playing this video game. And then my parents are telling me that I can't play this video game. And I'm going, well, so now this is, a little bit older. So the language changes a little bit and yet the message remains the same. And what I'm asking is, where do you think dad's no is coming from? Like, what's that train of thought? So now we're going to higher levels of thinking where it sounds like a rule for home. Okay. It sounds like your friends have different rules in their house. I'm hearing from you that there's a lot of unfairness. Okay, I get it. Big concept. It's not fair. You're not fair. Nothing is fair.
Right.
Okay. They go, yeah, you're right. It isn't. Okay. So where's that no coming from for dad? Where's that no coming from, like, for mom? And so when parents talk about, like, how come that whole respect piece is what you're asking them at an age that's too young is that you're asking them to think like you. Versus first thinking like your 5-year-old or 6-year-old, or even like thinking like your, 10, 11, 12-year-old. Like, get into their mindset to go, like, what is it doing? What is this doing for them? Like, what is this really doing for them? And I had this, and it's interesting because I had a conversation. I'm seeing like a soon to be 12, 13-year-old. And he goes, sometimes I just kick my younger brother out of nowhere. And like, dad keeps asking me why I'm doing it. Now, in terms of language, why is very blaming.
Yes.
Right? Why'd you do that? Versus, how did that work for you? You're like inviting curiosity. So he's telling me all these things and he goes, I need you to fix it. Like, just tell me what to do. And I go, well, I'm going to ask you a question in return. Like, when you decide to kick your brother, where does that come from? Because in my mind, I was like, I know the answer. It's boredom. And I was like, where does that come from? Like, and then it's also, what does that do for you? Like, what does that do for you? He responds. I go, oh. And then you know what that does to your brain? Wow. It goes, cool. now, like, we got a back and forth. Now, like, there's a dopamine spike, right? Now we're in it. And I go, okay, well, it sounds to me like when you're feeling bored and you're not sure what to do, you're looking for other things to do. And I go, for knowing you, I said, I also know that you really enjoy looking at a book. And he goes, oh, okay, I guess I could just grab a book. And then he goes, well, what about when we're out? Like when we're outside and, you know, like we've taken, you know, a family trip for the day when we're out, kind of, he's going like, what do you got for me? Like, how about that? Right. Like, so now what? Like, we're sitting and we're waiting for, I don't know, like there's a wait and there's a lull and like the boredom creeps up. And then I said to him and go, I'm wondering, right? Always like there's a wonder, a curiosity. And I go, I'm wondering, when you guys leave for the day, do you bring a backpack with you? And then he goes, oh my God, do you think I could put a book in my backpack? And I said, wow, that's so great. You figured it out. Like,
amazing.
Like, we think that it's right. Like, for us, it's so small. And we're thinking, I mean, that's where I was headed. For him, it was so big because he was like, oh, I solved it. Like, I could bring a book with me and put it in my backpack. And that way, like, I know even the fact that knowing that it's there can already be helpful. Where it's like, this is what I need in order to avoid just like kicking my brother to incite him into something with me. Right. And then there comes those like parents, well, it's attention seeking. Right. Like what is going on with all these like negative attention seeking behaviors? And I go, oh, I think it's connection. So versus it being like attention seeking sounds so negative, they're looking for something. They're looking for connection. Right. And that something's going on that, you know, the connection is disrupted or the nervous system hasn't gotten enough connection throughout the day. And your child doesn't have, again, like enough knowledge or self-awareness or words or language to tell you like, hey, mom, dad, I'm really feeling disconnected from you right now. Do you mind like reconnecting with me so I'm good for the next, you know, like half of the day? And I'm sure like with working with adults, how often do adults go, you know, like I'm being nasty because I'm feeling like there's a disconnect happening.
That's so good.
So it's and it's something that we've got to model too.
Totally. So I actually teach couples this for themselves, right? So whenever they're like something that normally wouldn't bother you so much, or that's annoying, but you're okay. But then when it really puts you over the top, it's not about the thing. It's like you're not feeling connected. So that bandwidth is lower, right? So same concept. And I usually teach parents also, you know, how about some special mommy-daughter time, some special daddy-daughter or son, mommy-daddy, whatever the combinations, right? So special attention and how you build that into the routines. And so totally connections, you know, it's so interesting. Like it's almost like the magic pill. Like it pretty much solves all of the problems. Of course, there's other things that we need to do, right? But like that's it. Really, a lot of the times, just boils down to like when you're connected to yourself, your partner, your kid, things are easier, right? Interesting.
Yes, and this also it is, and it also comes from. I'm gonna butcher the quote, so I'm not gonna say it. It comes from the work of Stuart Shanker, which his work is all on self-reg and self-regulation, and he talks about energy. And it's like we are designed as people to like give energy and to receive energy.
Yes.
Like from each other, right? And this is not like something like woo-woo, right? Where it's like, oh, energy. Well, it's connection. And that boils down to regulation. Like we are designed to be able to stay regulated, stay connected. And when somebody is dysregulated, know that like we could stay like planted and then like take that on, right? Like take the storm that's coming and not meet it with another storm, like meet it with that sense of calm. And then like that sense of calm, it's going to catch on. It's infectious, just like dysregulation is. So is a state of calm. It will catch on.
Yes. So good. My goodness. That's like so many different implications for this all over the place. I love it. So good. So last thoughts on when the parent is dysregulated and they're trying to regulate the child and potentially the partner comes in and now they are getting triggered and they're getting dysregulated too and kaboom, right? So any thoughts about how to manage that?
So let's say it's just one parent, like managing, right? Instead of like giving the child a timeout, like take a break for you, right? Not to say that also this is like really important. You're not like disconnecting. Like you have to make sure that your child knows that like you're not leaving to leave them to deal with their own stuff. It's more like, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna go to the kitchen, get a drink of water. I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna continue figuring this out. Perfect. Like, give yourself a second. It's not about, you're gonna stay in your room. I've had enough of you, and I'm leaving you for an hour. It's the same thing. Like, you deal with your thing. I'm gonna deal with my thing. That's my boundary. It's more like I'm gonna just take a step back. Physical step back. I'm letting you know that I'm not leaving you to handle like what I know that you can't, right? And it's more like, let me get that drink of water. I'll be right back. And when you are coming in right back, right? Like if there's a door that's like slammed in your face or behind you, right? Like now there's also that boundary where you knock on the door, you go, hey, just as a reminder, I'm still here. Right? I'm still here. I'm just letting you know. I can come in. You let me know. I can also sit right outside the door. Right? So like you're still connected and you're still like the idea is I am still here. Like you just kicked me out. And then the initial thought is, well, that's rude. Right? How could they do that? That's rude. That just we don't slam doors in this house.
Right.
Right. Well, it's like, it was an action. It happened. Like, let it go. Let it go. That's not what the moment is about. And then when you mention like when it's two parents at the same time, now it's already too many adults. Now it's too many adults. So what I tell parents is figure out who has the most capacity. Who has the most capacity to stay regulated? And then you guys do a switcheroo where it's not like mom's leaving you because like you're so terrible that she can't handle you. It's more, well, right now, like I'm here, whether it's dad, whether it's like, a family with, two moms, two dads, right? Like where it's, well, I'm here for you. So-and-so is going to like, I don't know, they need to use the bathroom or something where it's like, they're going to, or it's like, they're going to take a walk. I'm right here. And sometimes very interestingly, the kid will say, I don't want you. Right? Like what happens? I don't want you. I want them. I don't want you. Right. And the response is, I hear you right now. I'm going to stay here with you. I'll stay here with you. And you don't have to talk. Like there's no, and I've had kids tell me, stop. Yes, I've had kids say like, stop talking.
Yeah.
Stop talking. And you go, okay.
Can't take it in.
I'm just letting you know, can't take it in. And then now the words become triggering, regardless of what those words are. Cannot take it in. So it's the capacity piece. And it's something that happens. It would be a conversation that parents would have like preemptively, where this could happen. Like something's brewing, and it's a check-in where do you have enough capacity today? Right. Do I? And then like, what's the signal that we can give to each other to go, I'm taking over. That's like, let me handle this.
Well, right? I need you
so
to
what
take
you're
over.
Showing, yes, I need you to take over. And what you're showing to the child is the things that adults don't know how to handle. And that's where adults reach out to other adults to go, I don't know if I can handle this right now. Like, can you take over part of the piece? And it's something that I model for kids also, where I go, right now, this looks like a lot. right? Like whatever that a lot means. It looks like a lot. You know what? And I put it on myself. I go, I'm going to take care of the big pieces. I'm going to take care of it. Sometimes it's with transitions, with cleanup, right? Like anything that seems like I'm looking in front of me and there's a mess and my brain's going, I have no idea where to start. So I start. I go, I'm going to handle and I will take care of it. Today looks like a lot. I've got it. Where it's like, here's this one little piece. And I go, how about your job is going to be to, I don't know, find the cover for this bin. I'll take care of the rest. I got it today. So it's not that you're letting them get away with something. It's more that now there's an advocacy piece, because then you want them to grow up to be well-functioning adults who, let's say, like go into the workforce. And what if like their boss is giving them 20 deadlines? So instead of having a tantrum in front of your boss, you go, I understand that these deadlines are important. I'm letting you know that I'm at capacity. Like what a different, such a different conversation. And it's a skill that doesn't just happen. Like this is where play comes in. This is where like we build everything from the ground up for all of it's an executive function skill to go, I've had enough. I'm not sure if I can
only handle this much.
Only handle this much. Right. Yeah. Like this social situation even has become too overwhelming for me. Like I know my own capacity. Like what do I do so that I let other people know that I think I'm good? Like I'm done for the day, which also comes in, right? Like for teens where it's like peer pressure, right? Social influence. Like how do we let them know that they have agency? And they could also let others know, I'm not a fan of this right now. Like, I know what works for me. And this situation doesn't work for me. So I'm going to I'm going to go.
Right. Yeah. So we could set boundaries in terms of our capacity and what's okay with us or not, regardless of the age, right? So as we get older, I love that example for teenagers, and as adults with in the workforce, like that's too many projects. I have capacity for this many. What do we do with the other? How do we manage that? And with partners, I'm at capacity with the kids, I'm at capacity with the workload, I'm at capacity with whatever. How do we have each other's back? Yes, so good. So last question, and I thank you so much. I mean, this is going very long, but this is so juicy. I can't let you go. But thank you. So last question, managing transitions and, just kind of like, how do we deal with either the regulation piece or just setting up a proper transition and just piggybacking on some of the things that we're saying?
Yeah. So transitions and change, right, are really, really tough because you have to, in your mind, know that an idea is stopping and also know that it's not going to disappear. And it's the toughest piece for, I specialize with autism and ADHD, and I see this like so frequently. And it's a working memory challenge where it's like, if I don't finish this, it's going to disappear. Right. Like it will not be here when I get back. And somebody's asking me to put my shoes on. Where and I'm working on like my Lego set. And then parents are, well, but we have to go. We gotta go. So I would say talk about what's happening in the now first, where it's like, this looks really important to you, right? Like finishing it also looks really important to you, right? Like what would happen? I always pause this quote. What would happen? Let's say we don't get to finish. And so many kids have said, it won't be like, I can't handle that. Like, it's going to go away. So this is where you take over the cognitive load and you go, you know what? I'm going to hold on to that idea for you.
Lovely.
I'm going to hold on to it. Right? I'm going to hold on to it. Either, you show them like, I'll write it down, or I'm going to hold on to it. And the more that they trust you, the more they know that you are going to hold on to it. Right. I'm going to hold on to it. We're going to like bookmark it, whether literally or figuratively bookmark it. Okay. And we will get back to it. I'm letting you know that Like right now it's pick up and we've got to get your shoes. Right. So like really figuring out, and transitions are also about letting go, right? It's the concept of, and it's a much bigger concept, right? Like, what is it like to let go? To let go and know that you are going to be okay on the other side without telling the kid you'll be fine, right? Because right now they're not fine. Right? So telling them you'll be fine, let's go, right? You'll be fine. It's very dismissive. It's like when you tell the same thing to an adult is coming to you with like their worries and concerns, and you're going, you'll be fine, just let it go. And you're like, let it go? Like, what do you mean let it go? I brought it to you. I brought all my, like, why are you telling me to let it go? So it's the same thing for that type of transition. And like, as soon as you bring like a different language in and just knowledge of what does it really take to pause or to stop an idea, to have letting go is also to have closure with it. Excellent, and then be able to move on to something different. And sometimes it's really tough. Like I've had, kids I don't know, like we were coloring something, one of the girls I see, and she wanted to take, I think, like the whole book home. And it was really hard for her to let it go. Right. Yeah. And it was hard to let it go also because the day that she's had before she got to me, right? Like all the other, it wasn't just an all of a sudden. Right. So like I had to go right into another session, and I gave dad a script. And I was like, this is what you're going to tell her. Right. And what you're going to tell her is, I know you need to finish. These pictures are going to stay safe at Polina's. This is where they live. This is where they'll be. Like you're on repeat. I get it. I know you need it. They're safe here constantly. So then what happened was, and that maybe it took half an hour, right? When she came back, and this was like such a tough transition. When she came back the next time, the first thing I said was, I'm thinking of like the pictures that we were working on when you were here. I'm just showing you that like, here they are, they're safe. And then in that same day, right? Like I wanted to also figure out like, how do you connect successes? Right. And this is the other piece where how do you figure that therapy is effective or ineffective? Right. And I'm telling you that it's effective because when I told her that we're going to, leave this unfinished and part of this idea, we're going to let it go for today. And she said, I know it's going to be safe here.
Nice.
Like, that's how you know that therapy is effective. And like, it's working because there's a self-awareness that's being built. And we are like, kids are living, and, I work with neurodivergent kids. Like, it's moment to moment. They themselves have not connected those moments. And when they are successful, nobody tells them where that success comes from. It's usually like, oh, good job, you got it. Meaning versus like, oh, you just figured something out that was like really, really tough. And I remember there was another time. So now you're digging into the past of when you figured out a problem just like this. And now you figured both problems out. So now there's like that strength-based approach that's coming in, and we're capitalizing on successes, and who doesn't want to feel successful?
Right. Terrific. So good. And something that I want to spotlight, you use the word ideas, right? And I think parents might have a hard time with that in terms of people who are not used to this work.
Right.
So an idea, just a quick translation, is the activity, the play moment, the event, whatever you are. Like, so this idea, right? You're using the word idea for the moment. And so, this idea has come into conclusion. So how do we help them do the closure? Leave it. I hold the space for you for that. Like some kind of wrapping it up as opposed to rushing. You have 5 minutes. What does that mean?
Yes.
We're living in 5 minutes. That means nothing.
Right.
That means nothing to me as an adult. Right?
Exactly. And I also, and the wrap up, I also use that term. I go, we're going to start to wrap up.
Right.
Like this idea is closing. It means like we've got to go.
Right. Right.
And I know that sometimes it'll take 5 minutes and sometimes it'll take 10 minutes. And then it's like, well, we're going to take them for a final ride. Right. And final doesn't mean that it's like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to do this again. It's more, and the feedback I get is, oh my gosh, we have to clean up. I go, first of all, I didn't use those words. I didn't say like right away clean up. And I said, well, what I'm thinking is like, we're going to start to wrap up this idea. So I'm letting you know, let's take them for a ride, or, you know, like if it's somebody older and we're, I don't know, like playing Battleship, right? And we don't get to finish Battleship, right? Sometimes we don't. And I go, you know, like we're going back and forth in the Battleship. Like, let's figure out like when this is going to wrap up. And yes, it is going to be unfinished. Like, right. I'm just letting you know that it'll be unfinished. So let's wrap up this idea. And you're absolutely right. The term idea is whatever the activity is, then it connects it to whatever the thought I have about the activity. Like, how can I let it go? And it gives kids time to process the closure and the letting go, and the fact that like they'll be able to come back to it without you telling them, all right, time's up. I already told you 10 minutes. 10 minutes is up. Like, what are you still doing playing?
Right. They didn't know how to use those 10 minutes. So I like that last piece that you added, that built-in time helps them process that we're wrapping up, that we're letting go, that we're finishing, that we have to go.
Right.
So good. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, Paulina, you are amazing. I want to live in your brain. Good stuff. Thank you so much. Yes. So any last minute closing thoughts that you want to offer the audience?
I think it's more about like that idea of, you know, like needing that closure and needing the space, and the fact that there's a reason that, you know, I specialize in words and language, because they have like such a huge effect on like how people perceive us and how they take information in. So like really figure out what is it that you're saying and what is it that you're really saying. And it's the same thing for a child. Like, these are the words that they're using, but what's actually going on for them? Like, they could be saying it. What are they really telling you though? Like, there's a need underneath it all that's being unmet. And, you know, the final nugget is like, when you meet the need, right? If we're working from foundation and ground up, when you meet the need, the behaviors disappear because the need is met.
Hello, same for couples.
When the need is met, when the need is met, right? And it's Maslow's hierarchy. Like, when that basic need is met, and one of them is that social emotional regulation. Like, when that need is met, it's smooth sailing.
Yep. Amazing. Thank you so very much for your wisdom, for your expertise, for your wide knowledge base, and for sharing time with me. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
And for the audience, I will see you at the next one. Bye.